What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, you two? Welcome back to another major market breakdown. We got the Fed giving up Powell giving off some leanings for September cuts. So that's giving us a whole lot of clarity going into the markets this week. Let's hop over here and just we're just gonna take a few minutes to just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, listen to it, and then so just to give y'all a good gauge at, you know what I'm saying, how to really take this information and use it.
With you out there in Jackson Hole, your reaction?
These are folks.
Well, I have here
Hole.
what I've written down as 4 reasons why the Fed may cut and 1 reason why it may not. So it's 4-1 in that regard. It may cut because the current rate is moderately restrictive, because the labor market is unlikely to lead to high inflation. That's a pretty important point. He kind of has adopted Fed Governor Chris Waller's take on that. They're going to cut because the downside risk to employment.
And I want to say before we get too deep into it, Powell has become pretty predictable over time, right? So when when the Fed chair speaks and he speaks on the data that he's considering for rate cuts and what that data means, the long-term, short-term outlooks, that all, when he speaks, it kind of plays a big role, and analysts take note, and markets move accordingly.
And because tariffs are likely a one-time price increase, I would say, reading that statement, maybe I'm missing one. The only caveat to all that is, obviously, he didn't mention this, with the data to come in the coming months, and that inflation expectations remain well anchored. So I think he's pointed us to a rate cut in September with just a few caveats relative to the data and inflation expectations.
So to dumb that down, basically he's saying that since Powell is more on the positive side, not seeing inflation as a long-term problem due to the tariffs and things like that, like he's seeing everything in a perspective of that we're doing all right. If we're doing all right enough, then we're able to cut rates. That's essentially what that means. But let's get back into it some more.
Paul, you were right. I mean, you suggested before going into this that we would get a Fed chair that would hint at a September cut. I feel like that was the big takeaway.
Yes, it was. I thought overall it was a marvelous speech, kind of in the nature of a valedictory, his eighth speech. He did what he needed to do, which was signal that the time has come to take the next leg towards neutral, which I think is about 100 basis points below here. So he did that and then left it to September with the FOMC to flush out the contours of what the whole path.
All right, we don't have to watch too much of this. We get the idea. Essentially, it's hinting at rate cuts. All right, so rate cuts means dollar goes down. Interest rates hikes, dollar goes up. Just keep it real simple, like. So we're already in a pretty kind of like a bear territory with how the dollar was moving anyway. And it's been trending down for a while. So we're gonna trade with the trend. We're not gonna do anything outside of that. So this week I'll be looking for the dollar to either just have a continuation down, bounce off this level, and then give us some kind of a retest entry ish. Let me see. Let me grab. Actually, I forgot. I could just put that right there. Right. Like I'd probably rather see it come up a little bit, maybe. Let me move this just a wee bit. Like anything up here, I like. Just a little bit of retest. That was a steep drop. You know what I'm saying? We need to. What goes down must come up a little bit, so we can go down a little lower. That's just generally how these charts work. I'm expecting the dollar to come up into some of this area. It might break through some of this. I don't believe that it will, though, just because of how confident investors are now. That's my son. He likes to scream. By the way, his name is Pharaoh. I'm probably gonna bring him into the video and introduce y'all. And just in case y'all haven't met him, I've had him in a couple of videos to this point. But probably get some slight momentum to the upside, and then that'll give us an entry on our pairs to buy them all. USD. So I will say, I saw a early clip of him talking, and it sounded on the more like we need to be conservative side. So like I was of the mind of holy, he might not cut. You know what I'm saying? DXY might fly, but then the rest of the speech came out, and it was definitely more positive about the data and the statistics that have been coming out. So that's why we got this, saying big green candle opposite of DXY. They trade against each other. Price is probably gonna come back. If I were to just kind of like throw a fib on it, just see if markets want to move amazingly for me. That feels like a lot right there, right? So I probably start getting in on the higher end of it. Still a little bit of a golden entry, just not as much of a golden entry, but with how everything's it's kind of a lot more decisive right now, we may not see as much pullbacks, this week. We may just see price give a little bit and then go ahead and move on about its way. So I'll be looking for price to come down just a wee bit and then continue on to the upside. Targeting shit. Might as well just trail your stop losses. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, we're gonna get like 30 pips in profit, and we're gonna just be trailing stop losses. AUD USD is gonna look the same. Very similarly like. See this is an area that we had talked about like weeks ago. Like this entry's been like I've been having this box sitting here forever. And I was wondering how exactly price was gonna get there because of the fact that we were buying AU around the time that we first put that box there, and we wanted price to hurry up and get down there so we can get a buy in there. Price did this, we missed it, didn't get in there. But now we have what I believe to be an opportunity. I think this low may get broken because there's a lot of traders that are gonna be like, let me put my stop loss right below that low right there, and then it's gonna get smashed. And I really hope this entry happens because I'm personally not gonna trade AU until this does. If it moves on and just kind of, son, I think you want to get louder when I get louder. I think that's what it is. But if this just kind of moves on, then we'll just find a pullback entry from that. But I'd like for this to get tapped. If nothing else, at least this low here to get broken. At this, oops, wrong thing. This low to get broken here at this 64190 level. But like I said, with everything being kind of so decided with how Powell's speaking, we may just like come down right here and then just shoot off into oblivion, just boop bang, and just leave us. Oh well, it won't be too bad. EU GU, EU AU, GU is gonna do the same thing. Okay, my child. No, he's like, I want to be introduced. He like, bring me to the gosh darn camera, daddy. Okay. Hey, everybody. Say, hey, everybody. See? He's just like, he want to be on camera. He's like, I want to be famous, daddy. But no, let's go ahead. GU is going to look the same. Let's go ahead and take a look at NASDAQ. So NASDAQ's probably going to be very, very, very strong this week. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. That's probably not going to happen for a while. I don't think we don't think we need these levels here. I guess I'll leave it just because when I leave levels, they eventually come back around. But I guess it doesn't matter that much. It's pretty clear there. We may get a small little break of this level just because whales like to move ish around, but I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't bank on it at all. This could just kind of like scoot some more. With the dollar having clear downside momentum and risk, it kind of clears up the charts a lot. It's just a matter of finding your entries, whether you're gonna use the fib for that or you're gonna wait until the bird's eye tool just kind of tells you where to trade. This was what was this? It's AU. Oh yeah. So let me just give you an example of how you could use this to trade. It's a free tool in the description, by the way. Real easy to use. So you see how this says incoming strong bearish momentum? It's probably going to be a sharp drop, right? Let's go back to AU real quick. So you see how it was like it might just whoop and then boom. So that's exactly what the tool is kind of telling you is gonna happen. So it's a 4-hour time frame. So it's kind of it's a bit of a quite big of a move. It's about 60 pips in a single candle for AU is a pretty big move. Strong bullish momentum is at least about 50% of the candle. Right, so slight bullish momentum would be like 20-30% of the candle. Strong strong bearish momentum would be about 50% of the candle, maybe even 60. So that tells me there. Actually, let me grab a fib real quick. That tells me there they were probably gonna get a golden entry on AU. I'm gonna leave that there. We'll just see how accurate that assessment there is. But it is my tool. I built it, so I'm probably right. The idea is to be able to give scalpers instantaneous entries and then give swing traders momentum positioning. So it kind of works for everybody. So if you're a scalper, you could sell AU from here and you'll likely make some pips just because of the fact that it is overextended right now. And it's gonna pull back, just because most forex pairs are kind of mean reverting. So it doesn't just like extend as much as things like gold or Nasdaq does in the short term. It likes to trade within itself, build on top of itself. Most forex pairs when they do actually trend. So. Looks like we're gonna get some clean entries this week. Everything that I've kind of shown is the most of what I'll be trading. Of course, my bot will be trading all of this stuff over here. If you guys want access to Harmony, it's real easy. Just go to our website. Everything's kind of detailed how you can get access to it. The MyFX book. I will say I want to be real transparent. So there was a bug in the code, and I had connected the bot to my FX book, the account that the bot's trading on, to the master account to my FX book, so it could be publicly tracked and everything. And then while getting everything set up, I accidentally had messed up a line of code, and then I also had to do a whole bunch of test trades just to make sure it was firing correctly for one of the subscribers, right? So there's a bunch of L's on it right now, and on top of that, the bug that was in the code was causing a bunch of noisy trades to get fired off. So that folks that are already have the bot have the next month and a half, 2 months for free because of that. That's on me. But everything's fine now. So the MyFX book should start updating with better results over the over the coming weeks, coming months. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna put the link to the MyFX book in the description. Like I said, I want to be transparent about everything. I'm gonna put the link in the MyFX book, and then the link to everything else is in the description as well. So make sure y'all tap in with that. Make sure y'all trade safe this week. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of volume, a lot of volatility. Trade smart. All right. I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.